Welcome back inside the Fox Valley Ice Arena here on Aurora.edu. It's time for the men's game as the Aurora Spartans women's team just wrapped up their game, started at noon, and now here at 3, the men will take the ice, taking on Hamline University, a rematch of yesterday, which finished by a final of 8-2. The Spartans taking down the Pipers as Hamline trying to salvage the weekend and earn at least a point before they head back to St. Paul. Aurora now up to a record of 9-2, a 6-2 conference marker in the NCHA. Of course, this is a non-conference game. Hamline at 3-7. They've had an interesting year. 2-4 their record in the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. 3-7 the record. They lost their first 4 games of the year, rattled off 3 wins in a row, now dropped a couple straight. So Hamline, again, just trying to salvage things, but Aurora has been red hot. And after yesterday's game, 15 different players on the score sheet from yesterday's 8-2 final. 15 different Spartans had points, but one difference to this Saturday afternoon is Aurora will start their backup goalie, Matt O'Donnell, the 6'3 sophomore from Waterbury, Connecticut, will be in the cage. Jacob Musatelli earned the win yesterday, 24 saves, 2 goals allowed. Musatelli, the transfer from the University of Maine at the D1 level. O'Donnell gets the start. It'll be his 3rd appearance of the year, his 2nd start. The only start he's had all season, he won it. It was a win over Lawrence, made 20 saves on December 7th, allowed just a goal. So it'll be O'Donnell and also a new man in the cage for Hamline. They'll start Maximilian Hasselbacher, the native of Austria. He is their usual starter. Did not play yesterday. Here's the national anthem. Both anthems played, ready to roll from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. It's Aurora and Hamline non-conference clash. Aurora out of the NCHA, Hamline playing in the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference from up in St. Paul. Good to have you on Aurora.edu. I'm Brendan King. Again, the women's team started our day a little bit earlier. Same thing, we had a doubleheader yesterday, and this was also the same game. Aurora won it 8-2, but again, two different starting goalies, one from each side. Matt O'Donnell starts for Aurora, his second start, third total appearance. And the usual starter for Hamline, Maximilian Hasselbacher. Between the pipes, Hasselbacher, 8 starts. He has allowed his fair share of high scoring, a 5.49 goals against average. 8 starts, and 4 of them he's given up 5 goals or more. So we'll see if Aurora can bring the same offensive onslaught as yesterday. They put up 8 goals, 15 guys had points in the lineup, and also they got a strong goaltending performance from Jacob Musatelli, 24 saves and 2 goals allowed. First line out there for Aurora to start, centered by Chase Schmidt. The third line, Cal Levis's line, starts for Hamline. Hamline in the all-black, Aurora is in the cream and the blue. We are underway from the Fox Valley Ice Arena as Aurora tries to get out of their own end from the slot. It'll be picked up by Santa Lucia, but an interception in the slot, and the first shot on goal of the game coming from the aforementioned center, Cal Levis. O'Donnell made the save. So Hamline coming out with a strong forecheck on their initial shift. And the faceoff will come to the left of Matt O'Donnell. Levis centering Jonah Mortensen and Nick Javier. Javier returning. He has only played 3 games this year, missed the first portion of the season due to injury, and he did score yesterday. Aurora has had a tough time getting it out of their own end to start the game, but now they'll skate forward. And Jacob Brockman thrown back to the blue line. Andrew Schultz has it. Schultz back off the pad, and the first shot on goal of the game for Aurora, saved by Hasselbacher. Flip back to the line, and Levis will head off for a change. Aurora keeps the same on. Lucas Sedlacek skates it at the red line, now swings it to the left side, slap shot it on, and turned away to the right corner by Hasselbacher. A minute gone by to start the first period. This will roll all the way down. It's not going to be icing. It was touched at the red line by a Hamline Piper. And Aurora checked at the half wall. Swinging to the other side, back behind the net. Picked up in the corner by Matt Weber. Weber leaves it along for Simon Diaz. Diaz back to the corner, back behind the cage. It's Jake Cody. Thrown back in front, and a save made by Hasselbacher off the stick of Ackel. Dallas Duxon back for Hamline, and this will be sent in deep by the Pipers. Getting to it first, Brandon McNamara. McNamara, one of the captains for Hamline. Matt Weber with the touch at the red line. Backhands it in, and he'll chase his own dump in. Weber, it's 1 against 2. Swings it back along. Riley DeCounty couldn't handle it in his offensive zone, so Aurora resets. Now it's DeCounty, and that's off of his skate. And a free puck once again, scooped up by Santa Lucia. Hamline starts their next breakout. A hit slowed it down. They swing it around deep. And Matt O'Donnell will touch it and play it, where he'll whip it forward. One shot on goal for both sides. Santa Lucia tripped up. Here's another opportunity, and 2 saves made by O'Donnell. Back at the blue line. A couple Spartans get in on Knight. And it's deep again. Hard check into the wall, though. Hamline physical early. Joe Martin freed up that puck. Martin centering the fourth line. That's out there for Hamline right now. That'll escape out of the zone. And Jordan Halverson will scoop it back, and it's dumped forward. O'Donnell again out of his cage. 3 minutes gone by in the first period. Scoreless game. The Fox Valley Ice Arena, just down the street from the Spartan Athletic Park. 1 against 4, save made by Hasselbacher. And at the circle, it's a free puck. Now at the half wall, back to the point. A drive by Schultz. Free puck in the blue paint. And Hamline's got it back. Best opportunity for Aurora so far from that Schultz shot from the point. This puck will fringe around the ice, and it'll be an Aurora icing call. And Hamline will get an offensive zone faceoff. The Pipers out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Their head coach Shane Wagner. Wagner, a former player in this program from 2002 to 2006, enjoyed a short professional playing career before turning to coaching. Shot from the point, tipped and a save by O'Donnell. It was redirected in the slot, and O'Donnell had to make his best save so far. So Hamline coming out with a little bit of a purpose here, and Levis shoots, but it's blockered away by O'Donnell. Cal Levis has had a couple shots on goal. Now Aurora the other way, skating in 3-on-3. Hasselbacher will cover, and a snow shower for good measure. Lucas Sedlicek let Hasselbacher knew he was there, and I believe that's going to result in a penalty. It will. Sedlicek will go to the box. He gave Hasselbacher the snow shower. And the first power play of the game belongs to Hamline. Hamline's power play converting at a 13% clip. And yesterday's game not able to capitalize on any power play chances. Pipers did pick up 2 goals in the game yesterday. So they'll start the power play. Aurora goes to the penalty kill, and Santalucio will skate it out of his own zone himself, but he lost it at the red line. Now Aurora playing some keep away. Matt Weber got it back to the line where it was touched by Jake Code. Now Code with that right-hand stick, somehow propelled through a couple Pipers, and Aurora able to kill a good 20 seconds there. Now 2-on-2 the other way. It's Matsky centering past the late man. The shot went wide and caught the end glass into the netting. A whistle and a new puck coming for the referees. Lucas Sedlicek in the box. Power play for Hamline. 4 minutes and change going by in the first period. Brandon McNamara in the faceoff dot for Hamline. And it was won back by the Pipers. Carson Simon has to go all the way back behind his own net. 70 seconds worth of power play time left for Hamline. And they have been unable to pick up a clean breakout, and Hasselbacher had to make the save there from that shot way out of the zone. Halverson, and now they start the power play breakout. Simon couldn't handle that pass. This puck will deflect just behind the penalty boxes, and another whistle. So a choppy power play so far for Hamline. Pipers came out with a strong first shift. Forechecking was sharp, and actually the best chance of the game came on that first shift for Hamline. Really, since then, Aurora has cleaned it up. But 5-on-4 we skate, and Aurora wins that faceoff. Schultz will clear it all the way down for Hasselbacher to touch. Hasselbacher, a senior from Austria. Again, the usual starting goalie did not play yesterday. It was Trevor Wong in the game yesterday for Hamline, and he allowed all 8 goals. Javier taken down at the wall and thrown back to the blue line. Glove down by Hamline, and Ryan Brandt kept it alive. Now a shot from the high slot, roofs over the crossbar. And back to the blue line it goes with Brandt. Right-hand stick drops for Javier. Javier, though, couldn't get his stick on the puck. Aurora with another chance to clear. Can't do it, though. Willie and Javier with some good work along the edges, but Brandt lost it out of the zone. And that will elude the rest of the power play. Sedlicek out of the box. Power play over. Full strength Aurora. In the corner, it's Willie. Hit hard by Schultz. Hamline still with the puck, though. Behind the net. Back to the point, it's Hicks. A stick went flying, and Hackle was able to break up that chance. Now Sedlicek tries to race for the icing call. Couldn't get there. Thomas Carls won the race. 13:50 left in the first period. Scoreless game here from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Matt Weber in the faceoff dot. Cal Levis wins it back to the line. One thing about yesterday's 8-2 win for Aurora, Spartans were dominant in the faceoff dot. There was no Piper that had a positive faceoff percentage. Jacob Brockman will flip it back to the blue line. It was stick down by Knight. Now at the red line, a battle for the puck in front of the Hamline bench. And a neutral zone flip that winds back up with O'Donnell. Matt O'Donnell, 6'3", 195 pounds, from Rotundo, West Florida, sophomore in this Aurora program, former New Jersey Rocker in the USPHL. Santa Lucia with some speed. Boy, he is silky smooth with that puck. He's done that a couple times where he's escaped his own zone twice. Now a free puck. Net gets off its hinges right in front of Hasselbacher. Clock stopped at 13 minutes left in the period. As mentioned, O'Donnell last played on the 7th against Lawrence. 20 saves, allowed just a goal. Hasselbacher, we mentioned a different story. He has struggled as of late. 9 goals allowed in his last 2 starts. Both starts against St. Scholastica. That's an interconference game for them in the MIAC. Schmuck back to the line. Schmuck with 2 goals yesterday. Now Santa Lucia nearly lost his edge. A backhand by Schmuck goes wide of the cage. And Santa Lucia tracks it down. Back for Mathis Bedard. Bedard's shot from the point was knocked down. And that was touched with a high stick, and the whistle will go. Scoreless game with 12 and a half left in the period. Weber and McNamara in the dot to the right of O'Donnell. Aurora's in that cream and blue, Hamline in the all black. This is going to be roofed out back to the opposite end. A Piper lost his edge, but still wins the race for icing. Aurora nearly got a break there because Parawagi fell down at his own blue line and then got up and still won the race for icing. So an offensive zone faceoff for Hamline. Aurora was out to a 4-0 start in yesterday's game, but a little bit more evenly matched here on this Saturday afternoon. And again, Hamline trying to salvage things. They had won 3 in a row at the start of this month, but have now dropped multiple games in a row again. Started the season 0-4. Touch pass over the line. It's an onside play. And it rolls back deep for Aurora. Jake Code sticked it along back to the point. Keaton Lipset, 6'7" freshman. On the back end, he's the 7th D-man for Aurora, and he'll race back to try and get this away from McNamara, which he does. Matt Weber unable to contain it. Now Code up ahead. It's a 2-on-3 skate in for Aurora. Code to his right. Sticked at the line, knocked down all the way, and Lipset has to fire it back in. 11:45 left in the first period. Jordan Halverson, forecheck coming in on him, had to get rid of it up to Simon. And a big check thrown at the red line. Carson Holiday at 6'6" getting in on the action. Tell you what, Jason Bloomingberg, the head coach for Aurora, has really added some size. Lipset at 6'7", Holiday at 6'6", and that's thrown into the benches. And another whistle. Both teams with 7 shots in the game. So again, a much more even start to the first period than yesterday, is when Aurora was up 4-0 pretty quickly. And that's going to be icing on Hamline. Chase Schmidt in the faceoff dot. He'll win it back to the point. Mathis Bedard swings it back for Santalucio. He'll dance at the blue line. Freed up to the right side, trying to exchange for a shot. Boy, he's trying all kinds of fits for A.J. Carls right now, as that's back behind the cage. Santalucio keeping Carls on his edge, but now Carls with the step. Carls will be met. They tried for the breakaway for Thomas Carls. There are 3 Carls brothers on this team, Brock, Thomas, and A.J. And 2 of them together on this shift. Bedard, 1 touch. Up to Jackson Kirk. Kirk had it pickpocketed away. And back to the opposite sides it goes. It won't go far enough for icing, though. So Simon Diaz had to take a hit. Got it back for Bedard. Now in front of the net. A shot broken up by an Aurora stick, with Jonah Mortensen charging in there. Here's a floater into Hasselbacher, which he gloves, and then keeps the action going with 10 minutes to play in the first period. Diaz gets to it first. Threw it off the wall for his D partner Hallard. John Hallard now in on the back check. Hassan Ackel got it back to the middle, but what do you know, it's deep again for Hamline. Pretty simple approach for Hamline here. Nearly everything is getting deep in the zone as O'Donnell has to make a save. No score with 9:41 to play in the first period. Joe Martin wins the faceoff for Hamline, but Aurora able to come in with a stick lift, and they'll skate 3-on-3 the other way. Schmuck is going to be offside. I believe the first man in was Jackson Hay, as Schmuck skated in with some speed. Landon Schmuck, heck of a game yesterday for him. 2 goals and an assist for Landry Schmuck, the freshman from Huntsville, Alabama. Backhanded up to Ackel. Just couldn't get a sidestep around the big defenseman, Wagi. Now Aurora skates in. Down the left wing, a centering pass. Ackel saved. Hasselbacher, rebound, they score! On the rebound, Andrew Schultz cleans it up. The first attempt for Ackel, that didn't go. It got Hasselbacher out of his own cage. And then the juicy rebound back to the slot. Schultz was able to fire it in for his first of the season. Aurora strikes first for a second straight day. And that's the first collegiate goal for Andrew Schultz, the freshman from Dexter, Michigan. Save that puck. So now Aurora with some energy. And I'll tell you what, the Spartans really have matched on that shift what Hamline was doing so well. The Pipers really nothing too scientific to it, getting everything deep just like they do here. In the corner, Aurora frees up another puck and carries it away, but Aurora got the puck deep. Ackel got it on net. They got a second shot. Man, a whole big scramble in front of the blue paint. And then the rebound squeaked out for Schultz, who stepped up from the line and put it away. McNamara all the way in. And Jake Code will push it forward for Bedard to skate it out. Hasselbacher will hold this one. One nothing Aurora on the goal by Schultz. Give the assist to Schmuck and Ackel. So for Landry Schmuck, his 4th point of the weekend. And Ackel, the points leader on this Aurora team, up to 27 points on the year, his 14th helper. 3-on-2, Hamline inside from the right circle. Good stick play by Simon Diaz to push that puck to the half wall. Deep inside off of Holiday's dump in. County knocks it down from the corner. And back behind the net for Matt Weber. County checked along the end wall. Ryan Brandt holding him along. County just couldn't escape from Brandt. And they still battle. It's been Brandt and County this entire shift here, with the puck trapped underneath their skates. Now back to the line. Carls chips it out. And Diaz works back. Diaz with a forechecker right on his back. That's Brock Carls freeing up the puck. Carls to his backhand, puts it on net, and O'Donnell makes the save. Brock Carls with some good work on that shift. He's got points in 3 straight games. And was able to get an SOG, but O'Donnell able to turn it away. 7:13 left in the first period. 1-0 Spartans on the first collegiate goal for freshman defenseman Andrew Schultz. Schultz to the middle. And Sedlacek set it up for Schmidt. Schmidt will throw it to the slot in search of Sedlacek. The defensive play by the Pipers kept it away from the net of Hasselbacher, and he'll swing it back around. Schultz again fires it in. That caught glass. Hasselbacher plays the puck. And he's got to get rid of it. He did just in time. In the direction of Mortensen, but the first man there was Brockman. Brockman still with the puck. Mortensen now is going to have to flip it away. Caught side glass and back to the Aurora zone where they fire it right back to Brockman. Brockman down the right wing, knocked down, penalty coming up. It'll be on Halverson. It was a one-on-one play. Halverson tripped up Brockman, and Aurora up 1-0 will go to their first power play. Jordan Halverson trying to plead his case to the referees, Eric Smeevil and Mason Strom, Colin Waddick, and Joe Gazzardi, the linesman, by the way. So Hamline, who had a power play in the early portion of this period, really did nothing with it, and Aurora now goes to the power play where they were red hot in the game yesterday. And again, they won it 8-2, did a lot of their work on the man advantage, and they've got the face-off win. Diaz quarterbacks this power play, and he's got it at the line. Schmuck to his right. Looking for Schmuck, and he's got the puck now. Back to the left side. Ackel's got it. Ackel back to the right for Schmuck. Schmuck looking for a window, drops it for Ackel. Assist leader on Aurora. Back down low. Here's a little wraparound attempt that carried to the slot. A clear by Hamline, and they're able to contain that first power play chance for the Spartans. Aurora makes one change. Santalucio comes on in place of Diaz, and Santalucio's got it here. Silky smooth, he skates down the middle to the right side on Cage. A save by Hasselbacher. He was able to kick it away with that right pad. O'Donnell now will play this. Of course, no trapezoid rule in the college level, so O'Donnell can touch it wherever he wants. Second unit on now for the Spartans. Swing pass, Brockman. Back to the other side. It's a give and go and a save again by Hasselbacher. Chase Broda threw it for Brockman, and then Brockman returned the favor. Broda got it on Cage, but a better save by Hasselbacher, who's going to have to come up with his best 5 minutes here because Aurora already leads 1-0. They're on the power play for another 54 seconds. And Weber's unit still on. Weber against Mortensen in the dot. And another face-off win for the Spartans. Santalucio struggled with it, though, at the blue line. Weber able to contain. Here's Weber from the circle. It squeaks out, and it was available in the blue paint. Hasselbacher made another save. Aurora power play looking sharp. It's Weber re-entering. Weber looking for some help. Into the corner now. Swings and spins. To the point it goes. Santalucio, a slap shot. Didn't get anything on it. Somehow it got to Weber, though. And his shot was also blocked. Back to Broda. Broda with the left-hand stick has 15 seconds to work with. Into the slot. Sticked away by the goaltender for Hamline. And that'll carry past the blue line And once again, the Pipers come up with another stoppage. Pretty good looking PK by Hamline, able to turn away anything on this chance, but their best penalty killer definitely on that swing was Hasselbacher. It remains 1-0 Spartans. Aurora scored the game's first 4 yesterday. We'll see if Hamline can get it back tied. Played a pretty back and forth first half of this first period. Now with under 4 minutes to go, the Spartans looking to capitalize. Sedlicek threw it into the racing Kirk. Kirk got it to the side of the cage. Jake Code might add a stick on it. Here's a backhand attempt by Jackson Kirk that was turned away as well by Hasselbacher. And that's into the crowd. New puck needed. Slick little move there by Kirk at the side of the net. He had an available puck just to the left of the post and tried to backhand it. It stayed on the ice. He never roofed that puck, but it just rolled through the blue paint. And Hasselbacher made yet another save. Hasselbacher with 16 saves in this first period. O'Donnell on the Aurora side has 7. 3.5 to go in the period. Now down the middle. Here's a chance coming up. Penalty as well. A backhand. And it went just to the left of the post. It'll be a slash on the Spartans. It was a burst of speed by Thomas Karls. And Aurora took a penalty. And Lucas Sedlicek is going to go to the box for the second time this period. Took an early penalty. And this penalty here at least broke up the chance, but Hamline does go back to the power play. So it's a slash on Sedlicek. That was played with a high stick. So the stoppage comes. Both of Hamline's goals yesterday on the power play. Javier scored his first of the year. Tommy Karls added one late. And O'Donnell makes another stick save. Fresh power play here for Hamline. Javier knocked down along the half wall, and Willie's got it spinning in the corner. 3 Spartans trying to dig for that puck. 3 Pipers as well trying to keep it alive, and they do back to the line. Brandt back to the middle. It's Brandt again kicking it to Javier. Javier now swerving along for Brandt. Brandt looking for an open window. Gets it to the slot where it was deflected and blocked by Santalucio, but only to the corner, so Hamline keeps it alive in their own zone. It squeaks out one more time, though, and Brockman gets rid of it all the way down. Second unit will come on for Hamline. 70 seconds remain on the power play. Tommy Karls will retrieve it and then leave it for Calvin Knight. Knight starts the breakout. Left it now for Brandon McNamara, who cuts to his left, lost it briefly. Now backhands it forward, but didn't get much on that backhand. And Aurora will skate 2-on-2 on a penalty kill. It's Weber. And here's Hamline again. Stretch pass. McNamara tried to center, looking for Halverson. It'll carry back behind the cage for McNamara to dig for it again. Andrew Schultz, the Aurora goal scorer, in there as well. One more clear, only to the line, though. Knight and Mitski back to the middle of the slot. And Knight walks the blue line. Knight back to the right. That right-hand stick of McNamara couldn't one-time it, so he was going to have to stop it with his stick and then shoot if he wanted to. No chance for that one-timer if you got a righty to your right. 8 seconds left on the power play. Levis enters the zone. He's onside. There's Knight just missing the right post. Sedlicek's out of the box, and he's going to have a stretch pass. Sedlicek met by Hamline and a glove save by Hasselbacher. Sedlicek tried to time it up. The pass got to him in time, but the Pipers were also able to catch up to him. It's another quality kill by Aurora. They have killed 2 penalties in the period. Hamline has killed 1. 1:16 remaining in the first. 1-0 Spartans on the goal by Schultz. By the way, Hasselbacher Credit him now with 16 saves. Here's a centering pass towards the paint. Schmuck might have gotten a stick on it, but Hamline got the last one. 1 minute to go in the period. Levis chases Brockman. And Brandt now will try and rifle all the way to this one down the line. Made contact with Ackle. Schmuck behind the cage with 44 seconds. Ackle trying to maintain that backhand possession. He'll just get it deep forward. Ackle's pass winds up with Brockman. Now the lead for Schmuck. Ackle again in deep. 30 seconds to go in the period as Ackle has tomahawk down. This backhand will carry over that half glass. New puck needed with 24 seconds left. Chase Schmidt in the dot for Aurora. Tommy Carls for Hamline. Aurora's got 20 seconds, and they've maintained possession over the last minute or so in the Hamline zone. They continue to cycle. Diaz at the point, takes a shot, hit a body. And Sedlacek's shot also was knocked down. Sedlacek again, turned away by the left pad of Hasselbacher. One more shot. Hasselbacher again with 2 seconds on the clock. That will evade the rest of the first period. 2 big saves there made by Hasselbacher to end the period. Keep those in mind if Hamline is able to tie it or take the lead in the second. But a quality first period by Aurora. The first collegiate goal by Andrew Schultz. He's up to 5 points on the year for the freshman. Aurora killed 2 power plays. Hamline killed 1. And the first 20 minutes go by here at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the first period heading into the second. We'll get you some stats, some thoughts, and we'll set you up for the middle 20 minutes. After this, it's 1-0 Spartans here on Aurora.edu. believe in Santa, but believes in that?
Well, I'm not sure about that. My guess is that I haven't quite. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
I haven't because
I think I got told when I was 12.
It's like I can't remember. He's gotten into fishing since the summer.
Oh, cool.
And we were walking back from a pond by our house, and he said something about like, put it down for Santa to bring it. He kind of just like looked at me, like rolled his eyes. I'm like, what? I'm like, hey, Santa might bring it to you. And he just got, I was like, hey, Santa's coming, bro. He's got. I walked up and told my wife, I was like, I think Chad backs up and he goes, yeah, like last week he kind of said something to me that we were doing something else. He kind of just like, I'm like, and we went to a hitting place to look at like bat options and stuff at an open house thing. And
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, what bat? A week later, what bat am I getting? I don't know, Santa Claus. I saw you order. I was like, I wasn't ordering. I was just looking.
You said tell the big guy.
Yeah, I was like, hey,
You gotta have a direct line to the big guy.
It's up to Santa Claus. He's like, well, which one did I like then?
That's funny. That's funny. That'd be nice, man. Yeah, I'll be around here for Christmas.
Your parents down in Florida or not yet?
They came back for Thanksgiving and they're just staying
So you
sleep.
know how that's okay.
And then they'll get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, when it starts, yes.
But, yeah, I'll go see them in like January, I'd say. Yeah, no, everything's good. Everything's good.
So is South Bend completely redoing the whole infield, the whole field?
Yeah, so the field's brand new. They're bringing in the White Sox groundskeeper to do it, which is cool. So that's actually already done.
Okay.
And then they're building the second deck.
So they're adding the deck to it?
Yeah, so it's not going to be Wrigley Field.
Yeah, but
It's going to be like suites and some seats. And then, so that's like phase one of the renovation. Phase two is going to start after next season. And they're building a convention center in left field corner.
okay.
It's going to have, it'll be the team offices, and then during the off season, they're going to rent it out for weddings and parties and tournaments. But it's cool, the convention center will connect to the second deck.
Oh, nice. So you can do stuff like they can rent a suite in the winter.
Exactly.
Nice.
So that would be cool. But yeah, man, like anytime you guys want to come out, well, we're gonna be tickets.
Yeah, like I said, we came through. I think you guys were out of town.
That's right.
Or we also were trying to get back in time for Max was playing a game. But yeah, definitely.
But yeah, anytime. What do you think about the trade?
I feel better about it if he was re-signed or had more than 1 year.
I would imagine that was a section of the negotiation when they like asked his agent, "Hey, if we trade for him, will you sign an extension?"
I guess you really didn't give up anybody.
No.
Yeah, I mean, giving up Cam Smith, I'm not a huge fan to give up a first rounder.
I'm not either.
Projected when he's flying through the system.
Yeah.
But
We had him for a week. It was crazy.
But he's Shaw can play there.
That's what I'm saying. If I had a choice, I'd trade Smith.
Yeah, because Shaw can play three positions.
These are unreal.
Where Smith is a third position.
He projects like Dustin Pedroia. Same exact size. He's got more power than Nico.
That's the one. Now I don't see him moving it right now because I was thinking they might trade Warner.
I was doing the offseason. I was too.
And put him in second, but you're not going to do that with trades.
No, not at least right now. I mean, I would assume the next step is trading Melvin.
Yeah, they got to get rid of him.
Got it.
Well, then there's all the talk about Suzuki, who doesn't want to be the DH.
That sounds like a bunch of agent stuff. Because like
Trying to get moved.
will know that like his agent is going to need to get him re-signed and be strictly a DH. He wouldn't get as much money as if he's a right fielder. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you're going to have Tucker, you got to get rid of Melvin.
The
Same player.
He's got to go. Here you have a glut in the outfield. You lose your fourth outfield.
Well, hopefully it's always Casey.
But of that group.
Oh,
of
right,
situations,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? And you know what they do? The fourth outfielder would probably be PCA. They would,
In that case, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Which I wouldn't know.
He's got to play every day.
he's got to play every day. And how far did football make it?
They lost, so with it being it's 40 teams this year, so it was the second round, but it was still 32 teams. So it's like the first round was basically 24 teams had a first round bye, and then 8 games. They lost had about 5 turnovers.
Seems like BB's sticking around.
Yeah, I don't think
It's awesome, man, for the university.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
yeah, he's a great coach.
Yeah, I've heard unbelievable things.
Yeah, I don't foresee. He's talking to me. He says he's 60, 61. Yeah. I feel good. I can see myself.
He doesn't need money.
8 to 10 more years. So.
Doesn't need money, right? So it's basic. But he already had cash, right? But, so that's just a unique spot of like a dude that just wants to be involved in the game and doesn't really care about necessarily where they go. So yeah, that's cool. Plus, I'm sure he can ask his NFL buddies for money.
I mean,
For the university.
build something.
Yeah.
I'll catch on. I'll swim back up next year.
What's up, man? Yeah, I went 7-7, didn't make the playoffs. Yeah. You? Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I was in a good spot, but the last 2 weeks I just got riddled with injury. I didn't have anything on my back. It happens. Yeah. But hey, you know what? That's why you play. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you said that line doesn't really make it. Steelers are getting 5 at halftime.
They're like 5-0.
Yeah, but still, the Steelers against the spread this year have been unbelievable. Yeah, yeah. After a back and forth first period, 1-0 your score heading to the second as Aurora matching up with Hamline, the Pipers out of St. Paul, Minnesota, from the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Record of 3-7. They lost their first 4 games of the year, then went on a 3-game winning streak. Have dropped multiple in a row since. Aurora now 9-2, 6-2 in the NCHA. And after last night's 8-2 win for Aurora, Hamline, a much more simple and composed game in the first period today. Really got everything deep, not a whole lot of risk involved in their game. Really just sent everything in just like they do here, and it's a give and go as Mortensen picks it up and swings it around. O'Donnell has to make a save to open the period. It's interesting. Hamline's best shift of the first period, you could argue, was their first of the game. Their third line started just as they do here. Cal Levis, Jonah Mortensen, and Nick Caviar. That's been the best line for Hamline so far. The best shift of the first period was the third line, and an opening shift here in the second where the third line comes out with energy. That has been the best so far for Shane Wagner and the Pipers. But it's 1-0 Aurora. The first collegiate goal for the freshman Andrew Schultz in that first period on a rebound, which was sent past Maximilian Hasselbacher. Hasselbacher and O'Donnell, your goaltenders, both of them did not play yesterday. Lucas Sedlacek carries to the left corner, swings it around, missed the net, and winds up back at the circle. Now at the line, kept in and kept alive by Aurora, and Chase Schmidt got it deep. Halverson, though, picks it up for Hamline, and it's backhanded out of the zone by Carson Simon. Jackson Kirk, the swing pass, a shot, and a save coming from Hasselbacher. Andrew Schultz, again firing that one on. Schultz with the goal in the first period. The defenseman up to 4 shots on goal now in the game. Hasselbacher made 18 saves in the first period. O'Donnell with 11. And the only goal by Schultz, assisted by Schmuck and Ackel. And for Landry Schmuck, he's got 4 points on the weekend. 1-0 Spartans, a minute gone by in the second period. Ryan Brandt, the defenseman, stepped up and got rid of it. Now McNamara charges down the right wing, but getting to it first for the Spartans was Jackson Hay. Hay trapped it at the wall. Hicks now swings it back to Brandt on the left side. Brandt's shot was tipped in the slot and collided back to the corner. Thrown off the glass, and here come the Spartans again. They'll flip it in. Jake Code chases his own dump. Code trying to then maneuver it back to the slot. Couldn't do so. Chase Broda back behind the cage. Broda to the backhand now. Now he's trapped against the wall. McNamara pins him. One Spartan goes down. They'll let that ride, and the Spartans keep possession. Code, though, went off for a change. A new man came on. That was Ackel. And by the time Ackel had his skates on the ice, that puck was scooting past him. Penalty coming up on Hamline. Aurora draws the penalty, as charging down the left wing was Diaz, and he was interfered with. So Aurora, who killed 2 penalties in the first period, Hamline only had to kill off 1. They did so with decent ease, but Aurora will go back to the power play here. And again, with the Spartans winning yesterday 8-2, 2 of their 8 goals came on the man advantage. Eddie Polisian had one of them, and Giuliano Santoluccio had the other. Couple minutes gone by in the second. Aurora's got the face-off win. Santoluccio down low. Thought maybe that was touched with a high stick in the slot by Hamline Piper. It was not, and the referees said it was clean. And then it was fired back to the opposite end. Santoluccio having a hard time getting away from Jonah Mortensen. It's Per Waggy in the box, by the way, for Hamline. Aurora's onside over the blue line. Halverson jams Schmidt into the wall. Weber now comes in to help. Weber trying to squeak it free. Bedard also in there. And now Brockman got it back to the circle, but straight to Mortensen, who fires it down and gets the clear. Played by O'Donnell. O'Donnell will set forward for Simon Diaz, who quarterbacks the second unit. Diaz up to Schmuck. Landry Schmuck with some speed. The native of Huntsville, Alabama, got it across to Ackel, whose shot was blocked away by Hasselbacher. Now on the PK, Levis had hit his skates. He would have had a potential breakaway chance if he was able to stick that cleanly. But instead, they just kill more clock. 40 seconds to go on the penalty. Neither club has a power play goal yet in this one. Ackel sidesteps around Levis. And now the carry to the circle. The pass to Schmuck in the opposite circle. Diaz now at the point. Diaz for Schmuck. Head up across for Ackel. But getting a stick on it skillfully was McNamara. Now a hit along the wall by Hicks. One more clear. And with 15 seconds on the power play, Hamline close to killing this off. And they'll get a partial change. Levis heads off for a fresh body. It's back in deep into the Hamline zone. One last clear. That's an onside play. Well, no, it's not. Actually, one linesman, Joe Gazzardi, said it was on, and then the other linesman called it off. It's an offside play. And if the second linesman did not blow the whistle, that's bad news for the Spartans. That's a breakaway chance. Hamline has not had a true odd man rush in this game. Would have been their first breakaway. Aurora leads 1-0 on the Schultz goal from the first period. Weber in the dot, wins it back from Carls. Shot from the point by Schultz went well wide. And Carls now hit it off an Aurora Barney. Weber now in the slot. Carls tripped up, and another penalty on Aurora. Thomas Carls was taken down, and that's going to be a kneeing call. You don't see that one too often. And those can sometimes end up being dangerous kneeing plays. Schultz, the guilty party. So he's got the goal, and now Hamline will go to their third power play. The Spartans have locked things down consistently, especially in the slot and right in front of the net of O'Donnell. Really anything on the power play so far from Hamline that has been shot from outside near the blue line has always been knocked down. And Sedlacek picks up the first clear of this kill. It's a kneeing call on Schultz with 15 and change left in the second period. How about this forecheck by the Spartans on the PK? Hamline having a tough time getting out of their own end. And McNamara is going to have to swing it one more time up to Carson Simon. But now Knight has to reset. The power play breakout has struggled for Hamline, but they're just down a goal. They can tie it here. McNamara carries. Got past one Spartan. Couldn't get past a second, though, and it's clear. All the way back for Knight to reset. So 50 seconds of this valuable power play time has been shaved off. They'll carry it in again. McNamara charging down the right wing. A pass from a Piper went right around his skates. He wasn't able to handle it. Back to the slot. Knight comes in. No call on a potential trip. And Hasselbacher will pin it back behind his own net for them to set it up again. Ryan Brandt this time. Second unit out there for Hamline. Javier playing his fourth game of the year. Picked up his first goal of the year yesterday. Carls along the left edge, spinning, getting to the circle and shooting. O'Donnell turns it away. First big save of the period for O'Donnell. And now some sustained time coming for Hamline, but with only 20 seconds on that power play clock. Shot from the point went over the cage. Kept in by Halverson. Circles around. Halverson, the drop for Brandt. Brandt now to the circle. Javier, quick shot. Turned away by O'Donnell again. And that will skip away the rest of the power play. Spartans kill off their third of the night. Another shot by Brandt. Into the breadbasket of O'Donnell. And Matt O'Donnell, the Spartan backup goalie starting today, has turned away everything he has seen so far. He's looked sharp. Give him 14 saves. His counterpart, Hasselbacher, with 21. But a much more even Saturday afternoon as opposed to yesterday. The Spartans scored the game's first 4 goals yesterday, wound up being 8-2. Here's a puck backhanded towards O'Donnell. Javier was free by himself for a moment there, but O'Donnell was down on his pads, and Javier was not able to lift that puck, so it went right off of the padding of O'Donnell. Clock stopped again with 13 and change left in the second. It's 1-0 Spartans. Cal Levis in the dot along with Matt Weber. Third line has been the best of the day for Hamline. There's some ice manicuring that has to be taken care of, so the linesmen and the refs getting together. Good to go, and we'll have another face-off. Levis against Weber again. And this time Weber pulls it back, but Mortensen was there to take it away. Levis swings back to the half wall. And punched right back in deep by Hamline. All kinds of directions the puck's moving on this shift for the Pipers. Santa Lucio back to the circle. Quick shot and a stretching save. Best of the game by Matt O'Donnell so far, robbing Hicks. There was some traffic in front, and O'Donnell was able to see around it and glove it. .53 to go in the second period. Thomas Carls. He pulled the face-off back, but then Aurora came in to swipe it away. Now a stretch pass. Ackle just couldn't handle it, but he charges in with some speed. Ackle works against Calvin Knight. And Schultz has got it at the point, already with one goal today. This shot might have been tipped by Ackle. The save was made by Hasselbacher, and then it skipped to the corner. Schultz again sends another one wide. Ackle once more behind his net. Ackle active all the time with speed, points leader on the Spartans. That does not go for icing. And Aurora tips it into the zone. First man there is going to be Schmuck. Hasselbacher played it though. Schmuck throws a hit in the corner. That frees up the puck. Penalty's going to come up though. This may be against the Spartans. Looks like an elbow, and it is going to be against Aurora. An elbowing call called against Hasid Ackle. So Hamline's going to go to their fourth power play. Tell you what, for the Pipers, they've had their chances. There's no question. They have kept this game close after losing 8-2 yesterday. And although Hamline has been able to lock things down defensively and keep their game pretty simple, they haven't been able to skip one past Matt O'Donnell. He's been sharp with 16 saves. But they're on their fourth power play. Elbowing call on Ackle. And they'll go to work on the man advantage again. Halverson, a one-timer, knocked down in front by the body of a Piper and cleared. Halverson teed it up, but hit his own man with it. Nearly a disastrous turnover by Hasselbacher. Will Matzke skates with it. Matzke centers, quick shot, and they score. Carson Simon, the team leading 7th of the year. Simon ties it on the power play, and there is a much-needed power play goal for Hamline. After the first 3 man advantage attempts went by the wayside, Simon able to tie it on a nice assist from Will Matzke. Matzke was charging down the right wing, stopped in his tracks, and then got it towards the slot for Simon, who buried it past O'Donnell. It's 1-1. Brand new game here in the second period. Carson Simon, he had a hat trick on December the 6th. That was against St. Scholastica, his first goal since picking up that hat trick. So now the Spartans looking for some energy themselves. They've taken back-to-back penalties. But again, they put up 8 yesterday. Hamline has been able to lock it down. And a centering pass and a break coming for Levis. Levis shoots wide of the left post. Javier, but Schultz takes it. And Jake Code over the line onside. Into the body of a Piper. Quick shot turned away by Hasselbacher. Best save of the night for the senior goaltender. Now back for Javier in the slot. 2-on-2 they skate. They'll just get it deep for a change. That third line, a long shift for Hamline. 10.5 to go in the period. Diaz was knocked down. And the Pipers with the puck. Dallas Duxon. Drop pass back to his D. A rare shift here for Derek Becklin, 12 in black. He's the 7th D-man. Becklin playing defense, although he was a forward last year. Scored 3 goals for this Hamline team. 1-1 game. And it went off of Becklin's body, out of play. Andrew Schultz in the first period, the freshman with his first of the year. Carson Simon here in the second, his 7th of the campaign. Simon, a senior from Elk River, Minnesota. Second line now out there for Hamline. That'll be met with the third line by Aurora. Brockman against Carls in the dot, and Brockman wins it back. Stretch pass, looking for Schmuck through the body, and it's going to be an offside play. So Schmuck laying down a hit causes the offside play. Clock stopped at 9:45 in the second. It's a 1-1 game. Brockman against Carls again. Carls won that one and sent in deep by Hamline. Played by O'Donnell. Here comes the hit. Tossed along by Carls. Hasselbacher not afraid to play that puck. He's had some dicey ones. Knight tried to stretch for that pass, couldn't get there. Ackle picks up the turnover. Ackle trying to center, taken down into the net. And it's off its hinge. And there's an injured Piper. That's Jordan Halverson, their defensive captain, shaken up, and he's actually going to go to the penalty box. So they did call the penalty on that Ackle takedown, and kind of a double-sided whammy there for Halverson. He was hurt, and then he takes the penalty. So Aurora back to the power play. This is their first since taking back-to-back penalties, and the second of which tied the game on the goal by Carson Simon. Chase Schmidt centers the top unit. Hamline has killed off 3 Aurora power plays so far. Keeping Aurora along the sides. Simon watches Diaz carefully. Now Schmuck has got the puck. Throw it back down low. Palician digs for it, so does Schmidt. And the Pipers unable to clear. Ackle now along the half wall. Schmidt backhands, and that's cleared. First penalty kill unit for Hamline comes up with the clear, and they'll make a full change. 4 fresh killers on for the Pipers. Schmuck racing into the zone. Schmuck to the circle, now to the backhand, carries around the cage, throws it back for Ackle. The side step to the left, now to the middle of the point. Diaz, Schmuck a one-timer, tipped down in front, it never got to Hasselbacher. Back to the middle it goes. And another clear for Hamline, but this time Mortensen has got a break and he roofs it over the bar. Power play for the Spartans. 1-1 game, Hamline has just tied it. And they clear it one more time. But now Matsky's going to have a break. He's in. He'll dangle around O'Donnell, digging for it. It's loose back behind the net now. What chaos. And Matsky never able to get his stick back on the puck after Aurora made one last-ditch effort as he tried to dangle around O'Donnell. It didn't work out, and he wasn't able to bury it. 2 break chances for Hamline on this Aurora power play, which has got 20 seconds. Back down low it goes. Santoluccio, the shot is blocked. And here comes Levis one-on-one. Levis with some speed. A diving effort by Broda breaks up that chance. The Spartans the other way. They'll carry 3-on-2. A centering pass. Brockman and a save by Hasselbacher. Santoluccia, penalty's over. Matt Weber's got it. Weber back down low for Broda. Broda pushed along by two Pipers. Brandon there taking a couple elbows from Santa Lucia. Crazy power play sequence for chances for both teams in a 1-1 game. Brockman to the left. Carries back. Carls hits him, stopping his tracks. Hasselbacher blockers it back behind the net. Weber was calling for it in the slot. Now back to the point it goes. It's Bedard. Bedard. Santa Lucia tees it up. Went wide to the left. Brockman again. This is sustained power play energy even though we're playing 5-on-5. Aurora has not escaped from their zone since the penalty ended. Bedard's shot was turned away by Hasselbacher. Now one more time, it'll swing forward to the blue line. Aurora there first. Schultz has got it, and he'll have to go back at his own end to retrieve. Aurora with sustained pressure for about 2 minutes there after the power play. But Matsky's got the puck now. Jackson Hay chases. Hay turns. Now to his left. Gets some free space. Hamline now. Back to the point it goes. A shot blockered by O'Donnell back to the corner. Carson Holiday. Got it as far as the red line. Holiday pushed it now to the blue line. Aurora's onside. It's Holiday to the backhand. Free puck now back behind the glass. DeConey for Schultz, the Aurora goal scorer. Schultz sent it purposely wide in the direction of Holiday back behind the netting, and the puck is on top of that net, so the whistle was blown. Consistent action here in the second period. Aurora scored the first period's only goal, Andrew Schultz. That was then evened here in the second by Carson Simon, 7th of the year. Both teams have had 4 power plays. And Hamline, the only team that has capitalized on a man advantage chance so far tonight. Shea Schmidt in the dot for the Spartans. Brandon McNamara for Hamline. Won by Schmidt. Tip shot from the point. Keaton Lipset let go of it. And it hits somebody out in front. Now a big slapper was also collectively blocked. And Jackson Kirk back for the 6'7" Keaton Lipset. His shot knocked down in front. Free puck in the slot now. And Jackson Kirk one more time. Threw it on cage. Covered by Hasselbacher. Maximilian Hasselbacher playing well here in the second. Now up to 25 saves for the senior from Austria. And this is a much-needed solid performance for him. 8 starts on the year. In 4 of them, he's allowed 5 or more and did not start last night after allowing 9 goals in his last 2 games. So he has been much sharper tonight. As Eckel shoots, turned away again. Loose puck out in front. Aurora down to the ice, and another opportunity is roofed over the cage by Lipset. Oh, man. Lipset again. And Hasselbacher comes up with another answer. Here comes Brockman. Brockman's shot was blocked in front, and a penalty's coming up. Aurora has turned the dial in this second period and are really piecing together some sustained pressure. But Hasselbacher has not only been Hamline's best penalty killer, he's been their best player, especially in this second period. But the Pipers take a penalty. Jackson Willie will go to the box. And Aurora, with their 5th power play, the only goal of the period belongs to the Pipers. The Spartans have not trailed in this game. And the second unit will start this power play. Matt Weber wins it back. Giuliano Santolucio quarterbacks it, middle of the point. But that pass, Broda was not able to handle it. Broda then will just softly dump it to the corner. Jacob Brockman got it back to Broda. Puck's in the air where it's gloved down by 88 and Cream. Broda to the corner now. It's Weber picking it up. Broda got a stick on it, but freed up again by Hamline. They've got a 2-on-2 as they skate. They've been sharp on the penalty kill this period. And wisely, they'll kill some more clock. And they don't have to worry about any icing calls. They can wheel it around and kill clock and gladly fire it down after backing out of their own zone. At the point, Aurora's got it. 63 seconds on the power play. Calvin Knight was able to free himself up. Threw it off the side glass. It'll carry all the way down to Matt O'Donnell, who plays it for Santa Lucia. 3:25 to play in the period. 1-1 game. Ackle has it. The Aurora points leader. Ackle turns around. Little sauce pass back to the blue line. Ackle again with some room. Across to Schmuck. A swing and a miss. And a clear by Hamline. 30 seconds to go on this man advantage. Power play opportunities aplenty for both sides. Schmidt had the stretch to come up with that and chase his own dump in. Slap shot it around by Becklin. And Aurora's got it at the point with Diaz. Ackle again. Ackle shot over the post. Schmuck now, who had 2 goals yesterday. Across to Ackle, already with an assist in the game. Middle of the point, Diaz. Might have been tipped in front, but turned away by Hasselbacher. Ackle again. Drop pass. Diaz. It's Schmuck firing. Tipped. They score! Put away by the Spartans on the rebound opportunity. And Aurora grabs the lead right back. Eddie Pelician. Pelician, it's his 4th goal in his last 3 games. And he gets it on the power play. Back-to-back games for Pelician with the power play goal. He had one last night. And it's 2-1 Aurora. So all of that pressure culminates into that rebound goal. Both Spartan goals have come on juicy rebounds off the body of Hasselbacher. And now they're looking for more. Blood in the water for the Spartans as that one crossed through the blue paint. Jake Code has got the puck with his head up. Centers across for Weber. He dangles around one, and he takes a penalty. Matt Weber with some good work. He was able to sidestep around one Piper and then draw the penalty. Aurora's going right back to the power play, and they may have the Pipers on the ropes. Well, Hamline tied it earlier in this period. Carson Simon is 7th of the year. Since that point, Aurora took back-to-back penalties. Now Hamline has taken back-to-back penalties. This time it's the defenseman, Jacob Hicks. 2-1 Spartans, and with under 2 minutes left in the period, this could carry over to the third if they don't score. Hamlin's going to need a big kill, and they get a clear to start it. It's a Spartan power play. They just scored on the man advantage with Pelician. Another penalty coming up. But the Spartans are going to have to play 4-on-4. Pelician, who just scored the go-ahead goal, takes an interference penalty at the blue line. So we'll skate 4 aside. That's a big break for Hamline. The Pipers are already able to tie it once in this period, and they get off the hook for that power play. They have had a choppy second half of this period, but now we'll skate 4-on-4, and they've got the face-off win. Calvin Knight, a quick shot, pops up after the save by O'Donnell. Now a free puck in the slot, and Levis maintains possession for Hamline. Levis, though, checked along the half wall. And Mortensen digs for it as well. Mortensen and Levis, the forwards on this 4-on-4. Halverson back at the point. Just sent it back in deep. That's been the strategy all day by Hamline after losing 8-2 yesterday. Halverson moves in, shooting, just missed the right post. Knight will have to drop out of his zone. He's offside. So 4-on-4 we skate. It will be 4-on-4 for the rest of the period. And then there will be an abbreviated power play for Hamline in the third. Neutral zone face-off. Puck hit the glass, and Javier is pinned along the wall. Able to free up, though. Javier, pretty nice move to at least get to the circle, but then finally Schultz stopped him in its tracks. Backhanded up to Broda. Broda got it to the middle. Jake Code chases. Halverson got there first. 30 seconds in the period. Halverson, the big D-man. That's going to roll all the way down. And Javier was able to carry it to the right post, but then he was pickpocketed. 10 seconds in the period now. It's Code. Code drops it back to the corner. Halverson will just try and keep this along there, but Schultz frees up. Schultz to the backhand, and it was turned away by Hasselbacher at the buzzer. Nearly disastrous for Hamline, as Andrew Schultz, who scored his first collegiate goal in the first period, had a one-on-one chance against the goalie Hasselbacher and just wasn't able to get a clean look. Well, Hamline tied it, the 7th goal of the year by Carson Simon. That was a power play goal, but then another goal on the man advantage. Eddie Polisian, his 4th goal in his last 3 games. He also scored on the power play yesterday. It's a 2-1 Spartan lead heading to the third period. We will start the third in 4-on-4 play, and then there will be about a 20-second power play for Hamline after that 4-on-4 finishes up. It's a 2-1 game. We'll come back with some stats and thoughts. It's the second intermission, the final 20 minutes of the night. Aurora trying for the weekend sweep. Hamline trying to head back to St. Paul with a split. We'll come back after this on Aurora.edu. Both Aurora and Hamline exchanged goals in that second period. The Pipers tying it first on the 7th goal of the year for Carson Simon. And then Aurora on the power play earned that go-ahead goal back. Eddie Polician, his 4th goal in his last 3 games. 2nd straight game with a power play goal. We will start the 3rd period with Aurora leading 2-1, and we will skate 4 each side. For about 20 or so seconds. And then it'll be a very abbreviated power play for Hamline. Both teams have had 5 power plays in the game.
Thanks, guys.
Both teams have had 5 power plays in the game. Aurora with the most recent power play goal. Hamline has also got a goal on the man advantage, and we are underway in the 3rd. Aurora in the cream and blue. Hamline's in the all black. And here is the short power play, which will evade in the next 10 seconds. Hamline's got the puck, and they've got 5-on-4, but the power play ends just about as soon as it started. And we're back to 5 aside. Schmidt fires and missed the right post. Shane Schmidt would have been his 6th of the year. Aurora won the game yesterday 8-2. Hamline trying to go back home to St. Paul with a split. Ryan Brandt skates behind his own net, lost his edge on that wet ice. And Ackle moves in centering, but off a body in front. Now with some speed, it's Mortensen. Mortensen around one Spartan. Dangles, tried to go to the backhand and just couldn't put anything away. Now Ackle again. A little flip sauce pass in the direction of Schmuck. Jacob Brockman centers, and Ackle missed the net. He sent it over the crossbar. Mortensen gets it in deep. Now in the right corner, the center for Javier. Javier with a goal in the game yesterday. Trying to jam it right back in front of the net. Matt O'Donnell down on his pads. Back to the point it goes. Now it's Wagi for Levis. And back in deep for Javier. Javier with Schultz right on him. That went off of Schmuck, and Schmuck jams it off the glass. But this is going to roll all the way down for icing. "32 saves in the game for Hamline's Maximilian Hasselbacher. Matt O'Donnell, 20 saves for him. Little attention, Landry Schmuck is near the Aurora bench getting a little bit of work done. It looks like on the right side of his helmet, maybe his ear flap. Something was up with it. Either way, now we're ready. After the icing call, it's 2-1 Aurora leading Hamline. Aurora opened the scoring in the first period. Andrew Schultz, his first collegiate goal. Carson Simon tied it in the second. Aurora took the lead right back on the power play goal by Eddie Polician. Ackle chases. Halverson got rid of it. And Brockman swings around. Brockman leaving it for Jackson Hay. And Hay moves up the ice. Hay over the red line. Sending one in deep. Probably going to see a lot of that from the Aurora side in this third. That's what Hamline did so well in the first. Hamline played a very disciplined, simple first period. And they did go down a goal. They did tie it in the second on the power play, as mentioned. But Hamline came out sharp after losing by 6 yesterday. Tommy Carls carries. And here comes Chase Broda. Broda with the left-hand stick, fires it in. Played by Hasselbacher. But a turnover. It's in the slot. Hamline's got it, and they'll skate 2-on-1 if they hurry. Duxon is in, but he's offside. Oh, man. Face-off comes in the neutral zone after the offside call. Ripped back by Hamline, but eventually Aurora takes it. Jackson Kirk fires, turned away by Hasselbacher. Kept along the glass. Ducks it. Trapped. Brandt has to come in to help him. And Jacob Hicks skates away. This breakout pass. Here come the Pipers. They're onside this time with Duxon. Duxon threw a hit on Bedard. And Duxon kept Bedard away from the puck to get it back to Waggy. Waggy checked heavily. Big hit thrown by Schmidt. Schmidt broke up that chance, and Waggy takes another hit. That time it was Sedlacek coming in to pound him. And Sedlacek's got the puck. Waggy took 2 huge checks on that possession. Jackson Kirk will just get it back behind the cage of Hasselbacher. Brandon McNamara. And Simon's got it. He's their goal scorer. McNamara and Simon exchange. Simon right back in the direction of McNamara. Schultz has got it now. Jackson Hay with some time, but he turned it over. McNamara was cross-checked down. Stretch pass, intercepted. Carson Simon again. He's already got 1 goal today. McNamara, their forward captain, trying to pin it in deep, but it squeaked out. Hey, another opportunity to get rid of it. This time he'll just flip it in. Halverson looking for Calvin Knight. Not a clean pass, though. Knight able to control it. Here is Knight. Stopped it at the blue line, and he's jammed down again. Landry Schmuck with the big hit. Schmuck has got the puck now at center ice. Javier threw Schmuck into his own bench. That's an offside play. 1 goal game, 14.5 left in regulation. Schmuck twists and turns it around. Simon Diaz steps up, couldn't get to it. Brandt does, and Brandt sends it all the way down. Here come the Spartans, skating 3-on-2. Bedard's got it, shooting. It went off a Piper. Aurora now, again, maintaining some consistent energy. This is what they had in the second period when they took the lead. Shouldered away by Hasselbacher that time on the shot coming in. But Aurora, they took 2 penalties in a row, and then Hamline took 2 penalties in a row. And it was as Hamline was taking those 2 minors where Aurora really got their mojo back last period. Aurora didn't score on that first penalty, but then they had some sustained pressure in the Hamline zone for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, where Hamline took yet that another penalty, and that was the penalty that did the Pipers in, and Aurora grabbed the lead back. 13.5 to go. Weber in the dot wins it back to Santolucia. He'll move in. It's the D-man swinging around the wraparound, and it was broken up. The Pipers stay right on the Spartans here. Hay steps up. The D-men deep in the zone. The center for Weber. Couldn't get a stick on it. Now Baroda at the half wall. It stays onside for the Spartans just before it went out. And Weber threw it back to the line. Brandt with his head up. Carries it forward. Delayed offside. And now here come the Pipers out of their own end. Brandt threw it off a teammate. It's an onside play looking for Duxon, who was charging in. Now Tommy Carls fishes it out from the red line penalty box area. And that's going to be icing on Aurora. Two to 1 Aurora with 12:44 to play in the third period. That goal by Eddie Polisian, the freshman. currently stands as the game winner. A lot of time left, though. Matt O'Donnell starting his second game, third overall appearance in the cage for the Spartans. He's got 20 saves. Hasselbacher with 34. Here comes a 2-on-1 for the Spartans. The center for Weber, and he missed the net. Weber got the pass from Kirk and just sent it wide. And now Kirk rings around for a wrister, which is eaten up by Hasselbacher. Competitive, clean game. 5 power plays for both sides. Both teams have scored once on the man advantage. Schmidt's in the dot. He'll go against McNamara. And it's won back by McNamara. Will Matzke with the puck. He's got an assist on Hamline's only goal, 27 in black. And Knight chases this one. Knight to the left for Halverson. A one-touch pass. It remained at the blue line. Now the stretch pass for Sedlicek. And Hasselbacher able to move it forward. Another icing call on the Spartans. Shot from the point went wide to the left. Aurora guilty of another icing call. So another offensive zone faceoff coming for Hamline. And if they continue to win these faceoffs, there's some tired players on the ice for Aurora at the moment. Look at the forward group. That Schmidt line has been out there for a while. Schmidt, Sedlicek, and Kirk. But a much-needed face-off win for Aurora here. Can they get it out of their own zone, though? And yes, they can. But this will roll. It was touched by a Piper, so not another icing. Aurora gets a much-needed change. The Brockman line is out there. But down the other side, Levis. It hit the shoulder over O'Donnell as Levis just tried to tie it. $11 and change to go in regulation. It's a 2-1 game. Aurora leads. Carl's in the dot along with Brockman. And Brockman swipes it back. Brockman behind his own cage with his head up. Forward pass. Hit a stick of a Hamline player. That was Carl's, and then it was jammed in. A hit thrown at the red line. Stick goes flying, and a whistle will go. They're going to call it a hand pass, and the clock is stopped. 10:38 to go in the game. Back to the line. Quick shot way wide to the right. McNamara jams a Spartan into the glass. Now stepping up from the D area. Moving in. Here's the wraparound attempt. And Becklin was not able to get it on. Derek Becklin playing D is the 7th D-man in this game for Hamline, but he was a forward last year. He had 3 goals and 4 assists a season ago and was their leader in plus-minus. Face-off in the neutral zone. Polician's line, the 4th line out there for the Spartans. Shot was knocked down in front. Duxon behind the glass. Duxon looking for some help. Got it back to Waggy. And this is into the breadbasket of O'Donnell. Aurora up 2-1 with under 10 minutes left in the game. And the Levis line back out for Hamline. That has been their best, that 3rd line of Levis, Mortensen, and Javier. Levis has got a free puck. Levis just couldn't get the shot away in the slot, though. Levis keeps it alive. Over the stick, though, of Mortensen. Head coach Shane Wagner started his 3rd line tonight. Both the 1st and 2nd periods, you would say the best Hamline shift, or at least one of their best shifts, was the first of both the first couple periods. And here's Levis again. Levis moves in. Tried to get it to Knight. The rebound is out in front, and Javier couldn't put it away. Aurora picks up the loose change, and Code skates with it. Code set it into the Hamline end. Curls gets it back to the Aurora defensive zone. Hamline makes a full change, giving the Spartans a window to skate it out, but they turned it at the red line. Carls did the same. Back and forth we go here. And this is finally fired in by Jacob Hicks, but that's going to go for icing. Hicks was a step behind the red line, the referee said. (8-2) final yesterday. Not the case today. This has been a much more even Saturday afternoon. Both teams have had 5 power plays. Both teams have scored once in the man advantage, but Aurora's up a goal. Walking the blue line is Jackson Hay. Now back down to the corner it goes for Sedlicek. Sedlicek to his backhand. Evades the pressure. Santolicio shoots. It just missed the left post. Now the puck rimmed and trapped, and then it squeaks away for Hamline to get rid of. A little one-touch pass, beautifully done, and a 2-on-1. Here come the Pipers, knocked down to the backhand. Penalty coming up, though. And Hamline's going to get an opportunity. Thomas Carls drew the call as he was being harassed on his way to the cage of O'Donnell. The 6th power play coming up for Hamline. The last one they had, Carson Simon, tied the game in the 2nd period. It was his 7th of the year. The penalty on Jackson Kirk. And Hamline with a chance to tie things in this 3rd. Aurora's going to need a big kill. Matt Weber starts it with a face-off win and a dump all the way down. 8 minutes to play in the game. Jordan Halverson, their defensive captain, carries. Calvin Knight moves it over the line. Knight with that right-hand stick is pounded away, though. McNamara tried to center it to the slot and was backhanded out by the Spartans. First 30 seconds is killed off for Aurora. Here's Simon, their goal scorer. And an offside play. There were a couple bodies going flying there. There was the offside call. McNamara was hit hard, but so was Sedlicek. So a guy shaken up on each side, and then McNamara's pass resulted in the offside call. And McNamara is going to need a little bit of help getting to the bench. Brandon McNamara, who had 4 assists in their game against St. Scholastica on December 6th, he is currently on the bench and receiving some attention. So he's really their setup guy in the power play. So Shane Wagner will have to figure out who to put in his place. It's Carls in the face-off circle in the neutral zone. He wins it back away from Schmidt. Derek Becklin tied up right after he crossed the blue line, and Becklin having some extra words. A little bit of jawing between him and John Hallard. 70 seconds to go on the man advantage for Hamline. Maybe their last shot to get it tied. 6th power play for them on the night. Puck frees up. Sedlicek skates it away. Sedlicek around Brandt. Out of his cage, Hasselbacher, and a penalty called. Penalty called. We're going to go to 4 aside. Sedlicek charged forward. Brandt ran into trouble. His only option was to knock him down, and he'll be booked because of it. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the next 52 seconds, and then Aurora will get a short power play. So Hamline, it started with promise. It ends with possibly disaster. Maybe their last chance on the man advantage today. And they're going to need to eventually kill off another. Aurora has been lethal on the power play for the weekend. And we'll skate 4 aside for about 50 or so seconds. Quick shot by Schmuck. He's got 4 points on the weekend, including an assist earlier. Stretch pass to the corner. It's Bedard. Mathis Bedard, silky smooth as he turns around and skates himself through one on cage, went wide. And Ackles got it back. It stepped up on Bedard, though. And a turnover. It's Schmuck on in. He missed the net. Landry Schmuck, it would have been his 3rd goal of the weekend. It was him against Hasselbacher, who has made 38 saves. And now a one-on-one dart the other way. Mortensen on Santoluccio. Turnover again. It's Hamline. Not able to take the shot was Will Matsky. Matsky had a break in front, and now Aurora's on the power play. I'm not sure how Matsky did not let that go. He tried to dangle around O'Donnell and just wasn't able to get rid of it. Aurora's got the man advantage for 50 seconds now. 2-1 game. Late in the 3rd. Back to the top, it's Diaz walking the blue line. Shot blocked. Now Brockman's got it. Brockman being heavily pressured. Knocked down, and the Pipers just can't get the puck back, though. Ackle, one touches it back behind the net. It's Ackle again with some space. Matt Weber turns in front. And yet another penalty. It'll be a cross-check call. And Hamline, who took the penalty, is eventually going to get another power play now. Man, oh man. Neither club able to stay out of the box. We'll skate 4 aside for 25 seconds. And then Hamline will go right back to the power play. So the last time we had 4-on-4, Hamline took the penalty. Aurora just wasted the rest of their power play by taking the call. But they've got the puck with some extra ice here. Jake Code cuts to the right side. Code to the circle. Code with his head up, centering, and it's kicked away by Hasselbacher. Now the other way, it's Hamline. 2-on-2, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Halverson's got it. Might have touched it with a high stick. They let it go. And Aurora picks up the loose change. 2-on-2 the other way. It's now a power play for Hamline, but Hasselbacher has to make another save. He's up to 40 on the day. Hasselbacher, who in his last 2 games allowed 9 combined goals, has allowed just 2 and has made 40 saves. Good to see 3 in black. McNamara back out there. He had left with injury a moment ago. And he's back on the power play here. Hamline's got 62 seconds of power play time down to the last 4.5 of the game. 2-1 Aurora. Puck popped up, and it squeaks out of the zone. It'll carry all the way back to Hasselbacher, who will play it. And he'll leave it for Calvin Knight. Knight with some speed. Cuts and lost it. And now the puck loose at the red line. Code nearly had a break, but Becklin came in to swipe it right back from him. 30 seconds on the power play now. These teams continue to exchange man advantage chances. And Calvin Knight having a hard time keeping his tape on the puck. Loose puck. Matsky scoops it. He was chopped away. Matt Weber chopped him, and Matt Weber stole it. Had to be careful. If he broke that stick of Matsky, it would have been a slashing call. But quality play. Simon gets it in for Brandt. Brandt back down low. We're back to 5 aside. Simon, who has a goal in the game. Middle of the point. Shot deflected. McNamara's got it in the corner. McNamara turns. Ackle the only man there for the Spartans. And Ackle gets it to a safe area. Now Jacob Brockman tried to sidestep around 2 Pipers, and Hamline's got the puck back. 3 minutes to go in the game. Simon on his way in. Dangle shoots and sent it wide. O'Donnell might have gotten a piece. Now Ackle with a nice move. He cuts down the right wing on in. Saved by Hasselbacher. Both goalies making massive saves. Aurora still got it, and Schmuck's shot went off of his mask. 42 saves for Maximilian Hasselbacher. It's still a 1-goal game with 2.5 minutes left. Jacob Brockman stops at the blue line, now moves into the backhand. The center across, a shot, and they score! Giuliano Santolicchio. His 4th of the year, and that's going to put it away. Both goalies make massive saves. Aurora gets one more reset from the blue line. Santolicchio, who is a guy that's all over the ice. You look one direction, and if you miss him, he's on the other side of the ice. 3-1 game. The goalie Hasselbacher upset about something. He's holding his arms up. Not sure if he's trying to say he was interfered with or something. And now Shane Wagner, the head coach of Hamline, having a conversation with our referees, Eric Smeevil and Mason Strom. The goaltender Hasselbacher upset. Wagner, the head coach of Hamline, upset too. I would assume they're trying to argue of some kind of goaltender interference. And both referees are delivering what appears to be unfortunate news to Shane Wagner. Santolicchio, part of 15 Spartans with points in the game yesterday in their 8-2 win. You got to credit Hamline. They really showed up today. They took one on the chin yesterday. They were able to tie it. They have never led, but a 3-1 game, and it will stay 3-1. Both coaches now talking with the referees. And we'll get this one back rolling with 2:25 left in the third. We were getting to a point there, if Hamline survived that one last dash effort, they were probably going to pull Hasselbacher. And the whistle goes. Now there's some more commotion along the benches. But Hasselbacher made a massive save about 20 seconds before the goal. And again, if Hamline was able to get that puck back and just control things, they were going to pull him. I mean, it was going to be a 2-1 game, one last chance. Both teams have had multiple power plays in this third period. But now here is literally the last chance for Hamline. Mortensen knocked down. Gloved at the line. Halverson faked a slap shot. He fell down as well, but the puck still rolls to the corner. 2 minutes to go. Aurora looking for the sweep, and Hamline looking for the miracle heading back to St. Paul. They're going to need to pull Hasselbacher, you would think. But Hamline so far has not been able to control the puck. Now they do. But Aurora with possession right back. Jackson Hay back to retrieve for the Spartans in the last 80 seconds of the game. Hay will go coast to coast. Hay centers. Nobody there. And now Tommy Carls had it back checked by Jackson Kirk. S- 60 seconds to go. Will Matsky, who had a one-on-one break against O'Donnell with about 6 minutes left, just never was able to pull the trigger. That's an offside play. Matsky had a chance to tie it. It was before the Aurora big chance. It was before the last 4-on-4. Matsky was into the cage, never pulled the trigger. He deked around O'Donnell, went to the forehand, and just couldn't let it go. So some missed opportunities on both sides in the game, but Hamline has had multiple one-on-one breaks where they did not capitalize. 40 seconds left here in regulation from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Aurora is going to improve to 10-2 on the year. Hamline will fall to 3-8. And next up for the Spartans, a big one. No clash at number 7, Adrian, on December 29th, just before we flip the calendar to the 2025 as O'Donnell kicks away one more. It'll be the Spartans and Adrian. They did pull their goalie. Ackel will score it. Hassan Ackel, the leading point man on this Aurora squad. He's going to have a multi-point game. That's his 4th of the year. And he'll be up to 18 points in the campaign now. And again, that leads the team. But that'll be a huge clash. Aurora and Adrian. Adrian, number 7 in the country, on the road for the Spartans on the 29th. So it's 4-1 now. The empty netter by Ackel. Another glove save for O'Donnell. He'll just add on to the ranks. O'Donnell now with 27 saves on the day. But again, have to tip your cap to both goaltenders. O'Donnell with 26 saves, just 1 goal allowed, only his 3rd game of the year. And Hasselbacher on the other side. The senior, he had given up 9 goals combined in his last 2 games. In 4 of his 8 starts this year, he gave up 5 or more. So a nice rebound effort for him. He had 41 saves. Gave up the 4, but I think certainly Hamline will take that because he played a strong game. Also, congratulations are in order for head coach Jason Blumingberg. It's his 100th career win as the head coach of the Aurora Spartans. Triple digits for Jason Blumingberg. And congratulations in order to coach for hitting the century mark. Aurora wins it by a final of 4-1.